The rise and fall of Port Royal. Welcome to an extraordinary tale of wealth, piracy and catastrophe. This is the story of Port Royal, a city that rose to prominence in the Caribbean, only to meet a dramatic and tragic end. The beginnings of Port Royal. Our story begins in the mid-17th century, when Port Royal was established by the British in 1655, following their capture of Jamaica from the Spanish. Located at the mouth of Kingston Harbour, Port Royal quickly grew into a bustling port, perfectly positioned for trade and commerce. A haven for pirates. Port Royal's strategic location made it an ideal haven for pirates and privateers. The British Crown encouraged privateers to use Port Royal as their base, granting them letters of marque to attack Spanish ships and settlements. This period saw the likes of infamous figures such as Sir Henry Morgan, who would become one of the most legendary privateers of the era. The city became known as the wickedest city on earth, where wealth, vice and debauchery flourished. Wealth and prosperity. During its golden age, Port Royal was one of the wealthiest cities in the New World. The influx of riches from piracy and trade brought prosperity, with merchants and adventurers flocking to the city. Lavish buildings, taverns and brothels lined its streets, and the population swelled to over 6,500 inhabitants, including a mix of Europeans, Africans and Creoles. A city of contrasts. Despite its reputation for vice, Port Royal was also a city of contrasts. It had a significant population of respectable merchants and artisans, and it served as a crucial point of defense for the British Empire in the Caribbean. The wealth generated by the city contributed to the economic stability of the colony of Jamaica. The catastrophe of 1692. On the morning of June 7, 1692, disaster struck Port Royal. A massive earthquake, estimated to be around 7.5 on the Richter scale, shook the city to its core. Buildings crumbled and the ground liquefied, causing much of the city to sink into the sea. It is estimated that up to 5,000 people perished in the disaster, either from the earthquake itself or the subsequent tsunami. Aftermath and decline. The destruction of Port Royal was swift and catastrophic. Survivors were left to salvage what they could from the ruins, but the city never fully recovered. Attempts to rebuild were hampered by further natural disasters, including fires and hurricanes. Kingston gradually emerged as the new center of commerce and trade in Jamaica, leading to the decline of Port Royal. Legacy of Port Royal. Despite its decline, the legacy of Port Royal endures. The city remains a symbol of the golden age of piracy, and its underwater ruins have become a treasure trove for archaeologists, providing invaluable insights into the life and times of the 17th century Caribbean. The remains of sunken buildings, ships and artifacts tell the story of a city that once thrived on the edge of lawlessness and prosperity. Modern Port Royal. Today, Port Royal is a quiet fishing village, a far cry from its days as a bustling pirate haven. However, its history continues to captivate the imagination of people around the world. Efforts have been made to preserve its heritage, and it stands as a testament to the impermanence of human endeavors and the power of nature. Conclusion. In conclusion, the story of Port Royal is one of rise and fall, of wealth and catastrophe. From its beginnings as a strategic port to its golden age of piracy and its ultimate destruction, Port Royal's history is a vivid reminder of the unpredictable forces that shape our world. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the extraordinary saga of Port Royal. May it inspire a deeper appreciation for the rich tapestry of human history